Hi, okay, so we're testing our recording area here. This obviously is the left side of the room. We're checking the background, checking the sound, got the door closed. What do we think about that? So I'm just going to go ahead and start out. Well, hello everybody. This is the next edition of the Peripheral Neuropathy Recovery blog. I just got inspired by reading this magazine here. Our Health comes to us in the mail. Looking over here at page 40, looks like 39, 38. You might recognize that. This is Debbie Ryan. She was the UVA women's basketball coach. And it looks like in 1999, Debbie Ryan, already a coaching legend, was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And a wonderful article. She ended up doing chemotherapy. She's, at least at the time of this writing, is a survivor, which is, I think it has a 3% success rate. Over there at UVA, and a nice little write-up here, and it talked about understanding pancreatic cancer, causes, risk factors, etc. But really what I wanted to talk to you about was her statement at the very, very bottom, at the very end of it. Wanted to read this to you because this is critical for peripheral neuropathy. It's critical for cancer prevention. It's really what it's coming down to, is critical for everything. And I want you to pay attention to what she said. So, quote, "We need to better understand the genetic triggers for this cancer so we can figure out how to prevent the disease," says Debbie. "And we need to assume personal responsibility. Pancreatic cancer has a sweet tooth. By eating whole healthy foods and exercising, we can reduce the likelihood of flipping the trigger." That is critically important, and what Debbie's talking about here, she is nailing it right on. In a word, what she's talking about is what's known as epigenetics. And epigenetics is the new thing in science nowadays, where the theory in decades back was that everything is related to genes, from the color of our eyes to the color of our skin to how tall we're going to be, whether we're fat or not, and even whether we would catch this or that or other disease, all had to do with genetics. And so really it didn't have anything to do with what was going on in the environment. It's just the luck of the draw. Whatever genes your mom and dad had to pass on down to you, that's just what you got. And science is really questioning that and even coming out reversing that whole concept of the genetic theory. It is a theory. Epigenetics, epi meaning outside of, is really the emerging new science, and it is critically important, not just for neuropathy, but for your health. And in reversing peripheral neuropathy, our program, or reversing diabetes, or reversing irritable bowel syndrome, or reversing thyroid problems, it's the same thing. It's exactly what Debbie's saying here. There is a genetic trigger, so where there may be the gene, there's something that can flip the switch. And so what she says is beautiful. We need to assume personal responsibility. Now you can replace this with anything, but she's talking about pancreatic cancer. You can talk about peripheral neuropathy. You can talk about irritable bowel syndrome. You can talk about a whole bunch of different things. But she talks about by eating whole healthy foods and exercising, we can reduce the likelihood of flipping the trigger. And if you find yourself with pancreatic cancer, or if you find yourself with peripheral neuropathy, taking personal responsibility, doing things to get yourself healed from that, and Debbie chose chemotherapy and a couple other treatments over at UVA, we may need to choose other things specific to healing that peripheral neuropathy. But we need to start taking personal responsibility. Exercise, good nutrition, and in the case of neuropathy, stimulating those nerves so we can get them healed up. So that's it. I was just inspired, wanted to get that out to you today. Wanted you to really think about this thing called epigenetics. I hope you have a great day. Hope this information helps. Look forward to seeing you very soon and helping you out with your peripheral neuropathy or any of your health conditions. I'm Dr. Brian Prax, and I look forward to seeing you soon.